If you're following or looking at doing a workout program that you found online and they contain any of the 13 things I'm going to go through today, take a hard left and avoid. With it being prime time of year for looking to get in good shape for the summer, there is no doubt that lots of people are looking online for workout programs. And I think it goes without saying that a workout program you find online is never going to be as good as one that is built for you by a coach. But even so, a lot of people don't realise just quite how terrible a lot of the programs out there actually are. So here are 13 major red flags of online programs to look for before deciding to dedicate your time to them or not. But first, remember, if you want an actually good program that is actually created for you by an actual coach, you can email me personally on ashmaypt@gmail.com, or you can go to the top link in the description and contact me through there. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. The algorithm has been rough lately, so every little helps. Thank you. Now let's get into it. Before I get into the first red flag, I want you to tell me, what is the worst online program you've ever seen? Drop in the comment section below. But the first red flag is timelines. This is definitely a big red flag, and you'll notice that it pretty much eliminates all of the programs out there straight off the bat, because timelines is how marketing works. The truth is, there are no hard set deadlines when it comes to training. You train hard, you recycle, you repeat, and you just keep going. Programs don't really start and end, they just go and morph over time. So when you're looking at a program and it says 12-week program with no word of what to do before and after, that's already a warning sign. Number 2, vocabulary. When was the last time you saw a program online that was called the Calm and Calculated Hypertrophy Program? Probably never. Instead of that, you see vocabulary used, words used like gigantic, extreme, mega, bulging, huge, gigantic, explosive gains. Just all of that really cringy crap that we've all seen a million times. And I completely understand why they do this. It's the exact same thing as clickbait on YouTube that all YouTubers have to do if you have any hope to grow somewhat of an audience. But believe it or not, there are programs out there that don't do this. They just take a does what it says in the tin approach, and they're actually really good programs. So for this, I'd point you towards people like Jeff Nippard. He's got a program called the Essentials Program. He's got a program called High Frequency Full Body Program. Does what it says in the tin. Then you've got Renaissance Periodization with Simple Training Templates, or Men's Physique Full Body Template. Simple. No buzzwords, no cringy crap. It just is what it is. And that is what I'd encourage you to look for. The number 3 red flag is if a program is specific to cutting or bulking. Your training does not dictate your diet phase, and your training probably shouldn't change based on your diet phase. Yes, it's true that some exercise selections can lend themselves better to cutting or bulking. Take a look at my worst exercises for cutting video for that. But a program as a whole should not be written for a bulk or for a cut. What you'll probably find with these programs that are made specifically for cutting, for example, training program to get shredded for summer, is that they're going to use way higher reps, they're going to use stupid little circuits and all of that crap. And programs that are written for bulking, PPL split for winter mass gains, are going to focus on really heavy compounds with extended long rest periods and all of that massy kind of stuff. The reality is, you should kind of always be somewhere in the middle. What builds muscle in a bulk is what keeps muscle in a cut. Use your training to gain and retain muscle. Use your diet to gain or lose fat. The two don't have to and probably shouldn't coincide. Visuals. The aesthetic that goes along with a training program can actually be a big giveaway to whether that program is going to be any good or not. There is definitely a level of visual class when it comes to online workout programs, and yes, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but in this specific situation, 99% of the time, it actually works. So I'm just going to flash some pictures on the screen of a program now that I would class as pretty crap. 1, 2, 3. And now I'll put some that are classy and more simple. 1, 2, 3. Guess which of those are better programs. Set volume within each week of the program. Most programs you find online are going to be short term. You've got 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, sometimes 16 weeks at a push. And it's very difficult to make a measurable change within that time period. So their best bet at doing that to make you think it was a good program is to massively push the training volume, because if you manage to survive that training volume in the short term, that will be most effective for muscle gain. But I say if you manage to survive, because I mean it. The amount of people who hop on a stupid online program that massively ramps up the volume for a certain muscle group, and then they end up with elbow tendonitis and tearing their rotator cuff, it's not even funny. And even if you do survive, like I said, it's a short-term approach. It is a short-term increase in progress, increase in gains, but that is not a lasting effect. In the long term, you're going to overreach, overtrain, and end up at square one. So if a program is crazy high volume, beyond what you know is realistic, that's a red flag. Number 6, exercise selection. If a program has 20 exercises throughout the week, and you recognize or you have done 18 of them, that is a good sign. It's probably an alright program. On the other hand, if you've only seen 2 of them and the other 18 are weird Joel Seedman shit, then take a hard left and avoid. Within the fitness industry, there's a huge case of shiny object syndrome, and people think their lack of progress after 6 months of training, lack of progress, is just that the exercises they're doing aren't right, because they don't want to blame themselves for their ability to train. And then they see this new program with all these new exercises, and they think that those new exercises are going to be the key to unlocking more progress. It's not. They just don't know how to train. I think those are going to be the key to growth, but it turns out they're just going to waste a whole lot of time. Watch my worst exercises for building muscle list for some examples. Leading on from exercise selection is exercise quantity. In a single session, if you consistently have more than 6 to 7 exercises, then I would confidently say that your program, your exercise selection, or your ability to train, or all 3, suck. Either that or the 8th, 9th, 10th exercise are just pure junk volume. I have seen online programs with 10 exercises per workout, every workout. I have done workout programs with 10 exercises every workout. And I'll tell you now, the best progress I have ever made is doing half of that. My quads have never grown as much as they currently are. And my current leg program is 3 exercises. Leg press, high bar squats, 45-degree back extensions. I did that workout this morning. They are growing way more from way less because that's a proper program. So avoid programs that promote the more is better mentality, because more isn't better, more is just more. Nearly every single free program out there will promise you specific goals in a specific timeline. And nearly every single free program out there is terrible. Coincidence? Here are some examples I know you've heard of. 6 weeks to huge arms. Gain 10 pounds of muscle in 12 weeks. Add 2 inches to your chest in 6 weeks. Yes, those are actual examples from bodybuilding.com. These are pure clickbait, and we know that because you can never guarantee a specific result for a specific person. I can tell you what a program is. I can tell you what a program does and what it includes. I can tell you what it hopes to achieve. But I can never tell you, and nobody can ever tell you, exactly what you are going to get from that program. If you change 6 weeks to huge arms to 6 weeks of higher volume arm training with the goal of prioritizing them for extra growth, then sure, I can get down with that. But you're never going to see that because that's not sexy and it doesn't get people to click. Lack of explanation. Have you ever gone onto an online program and there is like one single sentence to start off and then it just goes straight into listing the exercises, the sets, the reps, and just lets you crack on? I definitely have. Like, where's the explanation, reasoning behind a specific split or a certain approach? I'm not expecting a novel, but some kind of education, explanation, justification behind the decisions made within the program is kind of warranted in this situation. Just think about it. If the author didn't put the time in to justify their decisions, they probably didn't put any time into their decisions. So it's probably not a program you want to follow. On the flip side, some programs will give you a 10,000 word lecture on their program and then tell you to do 3x10 on the bench. They will use overly scientific jargon and essentially make their program sound like some kind of nuclear science experiment. And again, this is just pure marketing. Marketing to people who want to feel like they are taking a sophisticated approach to their training. And unfortunately, it is extremely effective for targeting those people. There are a few people out there who are just prolific with this, and it makes me cringe every single time. Explain your program and aim to educate. But if you're spending 100 hours obsessing over a thesaurus to write your explanation to a program, then you probably just should be spending more time on the program first. Number 11 red flag, supplements. I don't think this is as popular these days, luckily, but back when I was first getting into this, I remember seeing online programs out there which were placed alongside a supplement routine that went hand in hand. Your training program and your supplements were one. For example, they would say that during this session, you need to drink these BCAAs. This session requires 1 scoop of pre-workout, another 1.5 scoops of pre-workout. You need a protein shake during this workout because it's a longer one. And obviously the whole time they were continuously linking to those products that they sell. Is there any way to make product marketing more obvious? If a program tells you to take certain supplements alongside it, then that isn't a program, that's an advert. Please never follow that program. Number 12, overemphasis on time under tension. Some programs you'll find online will give you lifting tempos to follow. For example, 4 seconds eccentric, 1 second pause, 2 second concentric. And this can be fine. It can encourage good lifting technique. That being said, it's more often used as a gimmick to make a certain program seem like it's revolutionary. If you see a program online that claims that its method of tempo or time under tension is going to revolutionize your gains, then that is a big red flag. Likewise, if it doesn't exaggerate it in the text, but it includes massively exaggerated tempos, like 15-second eccentrics, then you can just write it off. And that is actually something that is out there. It exists. Tempo is important for hypertrophy training, but it's not that important. You can pretty much cover all of your bases by saying control the eccentric and consider pausing. Number 13 is a bonus. Jim Stoppani. Jim Stoppani is potentially the biggest red flag of all online fitness programs. If it is written by him, if there is a picture of him, if his name is anywhere on the page, then do not follow that program, because I tell you now, it is trash. So, in conclusion, there are a fuck ton of things to avoid when you're looking for a training program online. It's very likely that you won't find a single program out there that doesn't hit at least one of these red flags. Does that mean you can never do a program that you find online? No, of course not. If it hits 1 or 2 of the red flags, but it looks interesting to you, it looks fun, you don't have crazy serious goals, then go ahead, try it out. It's not that serious. But if it's hitting 10 of the 12 red flags, then you probably want to avoid it. Remember, if you want an actually good program by an actual coach, then you can reach me by email, ashmaypt@gmail.com, or you can go to the top link in the description for more information on my online coaching services. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment, tell me the worst program you've ever seen online. I am so interested to hear what you guys send over. Thank you as always for watching, and until next one, see you later guys.